Hey, lovely people. Issue 76. Come on. Right, get rid of that. Okay then, here we go. I'll put the plastic aside. Let's have a look. So, Space Marine ATV, read new articles, ATV data sheet. Let's open her up. So there's your ATV info sheet about the vehicle and its weapons. I'll obviously build the gunner at the back, but I'm kind of thinking I might try and do something different with it. I'll obviously show you how the gunner builds up and what to do, but I'm actually thinking I might leave the gunner off and use that as a storage area for equipment and try and see if I can find some all specs lenses or something like that, sensor lenses that I could put onto the gun blast shield, the splinter shield there, to make it automated rather than manned, because I think that would look better myself. And as I say, just put some kit on the back parcel shelf, as it were. But there you go, and then there's your battle record for it. Right, Chaos, Demons of Tzeentch. So that goes in your red section. Factions, number 6. Lieutenant Neos. What is this? Who are these guys? Silver Templars. Silver Templars 4th Company. Dozens of battles have been ended by a single thrust of his relic blade. So there you go, these are Silver Templars, I didn't know, and he's a chaplain for the Silver Templars as well. Warzone Sanctus Wall, so red 17. Battle of the Narrow and the epilogue. Gorondal subsector. Then we've got how to build our 4x4. Yeah, it looks fairly straightforward. There's the potential that I might leave these guns off and then glue them into position along with the pilot after I've painted them, essentially. But I am giving some serious thought to snipping his shoes out, getting rid of the shoes, and then piling up some equipment there, and just having this as an automated turret on the vehicle. I don't know, I just think that might work a bit better. Let me know what you think. And we've got the multi-melter here as well with its splinter shield. So it'd be easy to hot swap the weapon systems. Then we've got our how to paint. Right, here we go. So it's looking good. Tesseract Glow and White Scar on the readout screen for the pilot. And then our data sheet. Right, what can it do? So it's got 14-inch movement, 3 up weapon skill, 3 up ballistic skill, strength 4, toughness 5, 8 wounds, 4 attacks, leadership 7, and a 3 up save. So the Marines have bolt pistol. There's also the multi-melter, which is 24 inches, heavy 2, strength 8, minus 4 AP, D6 damage. Each time an attack is made with this weapon targets a unit within half range, that attack has a damage characteristics of D6 plus 2. So you could potentially get 8 damage on that. Onslaught Gatling Cannon is 24 inches, heavy 8, strength 5, -1 AP, and it's 1 damage. And then the twin auto bolt rifle, which is in the nose of the vehicle, is 24 inches, assault 6, strength 4, AP 0, and 1 damage. Right, let's have a look at this. Veteran C17 Deep Strike. Adeptus Mechanicus Magi have divined the apparent location of the Necron's Dolmen Gate. Reaching this objective, however, will be difficult indeed, for it is concealed deep within the Necron's mountainous fortress. In order to weaken the Necron's defences, reconnaissance task forces have been dispatched to seize Necron command nodes and power down their dispersion shields and turret networks, thereby giving their allies a chance of breaching the Necron stronghold. Necrons, a desperate defence. The Overlord's legions have been instructed to control and protect power terminals and power conduits at all costs. The defences must hold until the Imperium's remaining forces can be brought to battle and decisively defeated. The eyes of the Silent King are watching, and the Overlord has no intention of failing. And then the Imperials: capture and disable. Interrogation of Necron Nemetic crystals has led the Imperium to a series of heavily defended nerve centres behind enemy lines. Imperial strike forces have been inserted by dropship to seize these locations and deactivate the network of dispersion shields and energy turrets, defending their mountain fortresses. So again, we're using all 4 of our battle mats, and we're on the pale grey side again. We are doing opposite corner on a diagonal for deployments. Both forces must seize and control nodes and prevent their opponents from recapturing them, and it's 75 power each. Mission rules: control nodes. The objective markers in this mission represent Necron control nodes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In this mission, if you control an objective marker at the end of your command phase, it remains under your control unless your opponent controls it at the end of any subsequent phase, even if you have no models within range of it. Command phase. It remains under your control. All right, yeah. So it will remain under your control. So if you capture it, it comes under your control, but the unit doesn't have to remain there. They can move on to another control node, and that previous one remains yours unless the enemy come in and take it from you, physically take it from you. Okay, that's cool. And then 77 and 78 is the command barge. Let me bring you down and we'll have a look at the plastic, shall we? Let's have a look at the plastic crack. Right, here we go. So this is a sculpt of 2020. So we get kind of like a standard half sprue here, and then a quarter. But it's okay. I mean, I don't know what to say about it really, to be honest. I'm not a fan. I don't own any, so this will be the only one that I own. I think I'm gonna try and remove these feet from here, and like I say, make that a cargo section, the luggage section, as it were, and then just have an automated turret. I've got plenty of bits floating around. I should be able to find something sensor wise that I can put onto the splinter shield to act as a sensor suite for it, but I will obviously build it as per the instructions. I just won't end up putting the gunner in position. But the pilot's already got his legs in place. This is similar to the land speeder. So when you buy the land speeder, yes, you can probably see here the legs are already in place. You just put the torsos on. You've got the weapon systems, so that's cool. they're going to be easy enough. But what I'll probably do is, although this is kind of like a 3/4 circle, I will see if I can make it a whole circle and pop a magnet in there. And then cut these pins off of the weapon mounts, and I will specifically put a magnet on both of those so that I can magnetize the system and swap them out as and when I need to. These are the bolters that go on the front here, and then obviously we've got the chassis parts. This is the main chassis assembly just here, that these will then attach to, and then on this one we've got the gunner and the pilot parts as well. Yeah, I just think that looking at it, why couldn't they have just done it as an automated system? I think that would have been that's fine. Automated system, automated turret. I don't see why that's not a thing, to be quite honest. And if I ever end up getting any more, I'll just do exactly the same. I won't put the gunner on. So, but come back and we'll start gluing this together and see what we end up with. Hey, let's build a beach buggy, shall we? So I've already done this side simply because it's the same, just mirrored. So that's what's happened. But essentially all that happens is the tyres go on, because the tyres are all the same. And then it's just pushed on like so. Let's get the glue in. And then I'm just going to push that together. It should bead a little along the seam, which is fine. And then the other wheel, so this is the front wheel assembly, and again it's just goes together like this. Okay, like that, and then it just glues on like so. This then goes on. There's several pins which you just push that on with, and that is that. So that's basically the chassis. So what we're now going to do is build the center console, which essentially will take the bolt guns, and that is just like so. Now let's get this up the right way. So that needs to go this way up because it will go into the center like that. And what happens next is we have our two bolt guns, and they will locate the side, and there are pins as well on these bolt guns to make sure that you get proper alignment. Like thus. This then, quite unimaginatively, goes in here. Like thus. We're then going to build our driver. So, rear of the torso, and then one of the heads. Like thus. I'm just going to pop on a little bit of plastic weld in the seam, just to make sure it's all ticky-boo smooth. Now, it says put the arms on and then put the handlebar on. So I'm actually not going to glue the arms at this stage to the torso. Now the arms, don't know if you can just make that out. They have keys to take two little tabs on the wrists that go in like so. I'm going to glue this from the underneath, there and there, and then once I pin this torso in like so, I should be able to locate the handlebars correctly and then push them down like so, and they should stay in place. I can just dab in a bit of plastic weld there and there like so. The other thing that I forgot to do is I forgot to pop this on, which is the top cover for the quad for the beach buggy, and I'm just going to do that, and then do that like so. Right, so this is what we have. We've then got a roll bar that goes in on top like so. Where's the roll bar? There it is. Not that the roll bar's going to be any good, I feel, but hey, they've thought about it, I suppose. And then we have the front glacis plate, which is this cruciform piece here. Now I'm not going to glue this on because I want access to that area for painting, but it basically just pushes on there like thus. So that's what we got. Right, we then have the exhaust. Now the exhaust, and she can't find, there it is basically two parts. And a smidge glue push that down. And this actually goes underneath here. That's where it's going to get pinned, like that. So that's the exhaust. You then have this antenna, which again, I'm not going to glue this in at the moment. So that's what we have thus far. We then have our gunner, who is on the back. So head, torso, and then we've got these arms. Now these arms are designed to pin into the weapons, but I'll come on to that. I'm going to glue his pistol holster on. Like thus, but I'm not going to glue his backpack on at this stage. So that's just going to get pushed on, like so. He then would be ordinarily glued into there. We then come on to making the weapons. Now the two pintle mounted weapons, they each have a splinter shield. They each come in halves. Now you've got a multi-melter, so this will be great for anti-tank. And this one, the splinter shield goes in the top. That's actually that one goes in there, allegedly. Right, that's it. So we'll line that up. Apparently there's a couple of little grooves in there. And then this obviously just pushes into there. And it's more or less the same with this one. This one's slightly, this is like a Gatling cannon. So this one has slightly more involved bits, as it were. And again, the splinter shield goes in from the top. Like thus. Now, this one has a kind of ammo box which goes in there. So that's that one, and then on your multi-melter there's a couple of holes there which take the fuel cell, like thus. Okay, and then what happens is you would glue, or not, so if you don't glue the arms into position, that would then mean that you have the facility to hot swap your weapon loadouts out. So you take that one out. Come on, baggage, thank you. And then you can pop these arms into there, like so. Okay. However, it's kind of grown on me, but I still don't want that in position. So what I'm going to do, I've not been able to find a sensor that I could use to place onto the weapon mount, but this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to trim off the pins and magnetise the bottoms and magnetise that so that both these weapon systems can just be popped on with magnets. Oh, sorry, I forgot. You've also got this muzzle, because it's a Gatling gun. You've got a multi-barreled muzzle that needs to just pop into position, like so. There you go. So, I did a little playing around, and this is what's going to happen. I'm going to be a bit brutal, and our Space Marine's feet are coming off. Like so. And then I'm just going to pop in these boxes, which are from the Razorback. That was it. I couldn't think of the name then for a sec. Boxes. And these jerry cans that are from the Razorback sprue, Razorback kit. So I'm going to stick those in. I'll paint them first. And I'm just basically going to have these magnetised so that it's an automated turret system on this. Because the guy I'm hanging off the back is a bit lame. So that's how I'm going to do my my Invader ATV. Hopefully join me in the next video, which will be, for the next Imperium video, will be this bad boy, the command barge. So come back and we'll build that. Alright, speak to you soon. Bye.